Dear students, good day to all. Today we are going to discuss another cascade circuit for the three-cylinder sequence. Earlier we discussed the cascade circuit for two-cylinder sequence for the application of drill. So we have a third cylinder. That third cylinder used to eject the workpiece from the workstation. So a plus is A cylinder going to be extend to clamp the workpiece. B plus is B cylinder to extend to drill the workpiece, and B minus is after drilling a hole on the workpiece, the drill bit retracts, and A minus the A cylinder retract to unclamp the workpiece, and C plus means a C cylinder to eject the workpiece from the workstation, and C minus means the C cylinder going to be retract after ejecting the workpiece from the workstation. As usual, step 1 is write the given sequence sequence of sequence of cylinders, that is A plus, B plus, B minus, A minus, C plus, C minus. While writing exam, you need to generate a step diagram. So I will later give you a video of how to create a step diagram for the given sequence. So while writing exam for the given sequence, you need to create a step diagram. That is mandatory in step 1. Next, step 2. Step 2. Grouping the given sequence. Grouping the given sequence. So this is the this we have 3 cylinder. Total we have the 6 sequence. So we divide it into 2 groups with 3 sequence in each group, such as A plus, B plus, B minus. In group 1. Similarly, A minus, C plus, C minus in group. But if you look there, so into each and every group 1 and group 2 have a same cylinder sequence. So as per the rule, it should not be like that. So you change it like that. A plus, A plus, B plus as group 1, and minus A minus as B minus A minus C plus as group 2, and C minus as group 3. Now you can simplify more by doing this way. So you can write as C minus A plus B plus, because the A plus will be happen before the A plus will be happen only after the C cylinder retraction. So you can write it like this. Next, you can write like this: B minus A minus C plus. as group 2. So now we have two groups. Step 3. Define the number of power lines for the circuit. Number of power lines equal to number of group, that is equal to 2 power lines. Step 4. Now define the number of walls required for the sequence. It required for the SEQENC, number of walls required for the sequence. Number of pilot walls, such as limit switches, number of limit switches is number of cylinders, that is number of limit switches, not number of pilot walls, means number of number of pilot walls means 4/2 DCV. Number of pilot walls means equal to number of DCV required to operate the cylinder, which is equal to number of cylinder. Each and every cylinder require one DCV to operate it. Next, number of limit switches. That is to identify the extension and retraction of the cylinder, that is sensor, mechanical sensor. That should be number of cylinders into 2. So each cylinder have two position, A minus, A plus. So therefore we require number of cylinder into 2. Therefore number of cylinder is 3. So each cylinder have two position. Totally we require 6 limit switches. Number of group changing valves, that is GCV. Number of group changing valve, that is number of group changing valve is number of groups minus 1 is equal to 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. One group changing valve is required. Next, step 5. Construct the circuit for the given SEQENC sequence. So I am going to do the simulation with fluid sim pneumatic. You can also practice with fluid sim hydraulic. Just open the new file and fill up with the requirements. I require 3 cylinder. Symbol of double acting cylinder with double end cushioning. So here I have the arrow mark and I have the 2 plunges, front and back side of the piston, that represents the double acting cylinder with double end cushioning. Cushioning will be reduce the extension and retraction speed. Sequence will be A plus B minus A minus C plus C minus. Pink will be look like that. C minus A plus B plus as one group. C minus A plus B minus as group 1. A plus B plus, that's B plus. B minus A minus C plus as group 2. We require 3 DCV, pilot operated DCV, to actuate the cylinder. So you can take it from here, you can take 4x2 DCV, and copy it. Pilot operated, you can set the symbol, copy. So you should connect with the cylinders, the DC with the respective cylinders. This will be cylinder in. This will be cylinder B. This will be cylinder C. So we require 6 limit switches. We can take 3x2 wall here. Take it to 90°. Just set the limit switches. One side has roller actuator, another side has spring rector actuator. Copy and paste. Just copy and pan Now we define the positions of the cylinders. Stroke length will be 100. Set the limit switch positions in minus. Plus. Plus will be 100. We set all the limit switches and cylinder cylinder stroke length. Now changing wall. So we require one loop changing wall. That should be a 4x2 direction control wall, and that should be a pilot operated. Next we need to use the air service unit, compressor, filter and regulator, and lubricator. And here include one 3x2 wall push to start the sequence, such as 3x2 direction control wall. That should be a push to start wall. Pin 10 direction control wall. And here we keep connecting the resources, and we will set the vent for each and every limit switches and direction control wall. I choose extensional vent. External vent. The wall having the external vent, there is a projection in the wall that should be called as external vent. If the wall has internal vent, means it doesn't have any external projection, the symbol should be look like this. So we choose external vent. In the DCV should be a vent. So all the DCVs receiving power from main. Source. Okay. So what is the first sequence in the group 1? C minus. The group 1 will be happen after the ending of group 2. So what is the last sequence in group 2? C plus. After the C cylinder extension, the group changing always change to the group 1 position. So from here I got signal to change the position of the group changing wall. So it going to change the group changing wall position 1. So from here I receive the signal So now this group changing while position 1 will be enabled. So I get the power source or pilot signal from port 4, that will be the power line 1. So what is the first sequence in group 1? That should be C cylinder need to be retract. So from we give the signal to the third DCB to retract the C cylinder. The C cylinder retract sequence is A cylinder to be external. So from C minus we receive the pilot signal to turn the A cylinder. After A cylinder extend, what is the next sequence? B cylinder to be extend. So here we need to connect. After B cylinder extend, what will be happen? The group going to be changed. So we going to change the group changing word position. So now we have the power line 2, that is port 2. We receive the pilot signal from port 2. What is the first sequence of group 2? That should be B cylinder need to be retract. So from here we going to connect the signal to the second DCB, second position, to retract the B cylinder. After B cylinder retract, what is the next sequence? A cylinder need to be retract. So we connect with this, A cylinder going to be retract. After A cylinder retract, what is the next sequence need to be happen? C cylinder need to be extend. So from here we going to give the connection to extend the C cylinder. Okay. After C cylinder extend, it's going to change the group changing word to position 1 to do the grouping sequence of 1, and then after ending of group sequence 1, the group 2 will be enabled, such as B minus A minus C plus. So as per the group, we need to give the power source, we need to give the power source to the limit switches from the power line. This will be the group line 1. This is the group 1 power line 1. This will be the power line 2. So A minus C plus limit switches receive power from group 2. This will be the B minus. This is receive power from power line 2. This will be the A minus received power from power line 2, and then C plus receive power from power line 2. So next, C cylinder C plus limit switch get receive power signal from power line 2. So don't confuse with the power signal lines. So just track it as per the given group. So B minus receive power signal from power line 2, and then A minus receive power signal from power line 2, and then C plus receive power signal from power line 2. Similarly, C minus receive power signal from power line 1. So this would be the power comes from port 2 is the power line 1. The C minus A plus will receive power signal from power line 1. A plus will receive power from power line. B plus after A plus, the B plus limit switch also receive power from power line 1. Okay, now we complete all the connections in the circuit, so we can do the simulation. What is the first sequence need to be happen? So we can start the simulation. First, actually what happened, the C cylinder will be extend and retract, and A cylinder extend, B cylinder retract, A cylinder retract, C cylinder extend, C cylinder retract, A cylinder extend, B cylinder extend, B cylinder retract, A cylinder retract, C cylinder extend, C cylinder retract. So the sequences happen as usual by the given sequence for drilling the operation. So whenever you start the simulation, first what will be happen in the machining process means the C cylinder will be externed, and it will ensure any component in the workstation, any component of the workstation need to be removed. Okay, so this should be removed by the C cylinder extension and retraction after the clamping and drilling process will be happen.